on our chapter plan. So what have we learned last Monday? Anyone review back on the record? Anyone remember what have we discussed and learned on this Monday? How many perspectives that I asked you to remember? How many perspectives that I asked you to remember? 3? Okay. What are there? Okay, good. People, right? Process and technology. And we discussed that, why we need to focus on the people at the first step. The knowledge management is about manage the knowing people experience, right? Okay. We're gonna manage the experience of the people that can show both type of the knowledge is about explicit and tacit knowledge, right? And we talk about why the knowledge management is very important at this time. What is the reasons why we need to apply or use the knowledge management? Because of knowledge is gonna lost, right? Gonna go out from the organization because some disruption. Many things about make a trend, lots of things. We might have lost the knowledge if some people has experienced walk out the organization. We try to protect some loss of the knowledge from the company, right? From the organization. So that's lots of things, but we use the word that explanation of this situation about this time we compete with, right? And this time is about right? this time is we call the knowledge-based economy. And everything is go like fast because of disruption, lots of things. We compete the competitor with the creativity, not set. This is about the thing that we know and define that the knowledge management is very important in this time. And then we talk about that. So we know that we need to compete, use the knowledge management as a tool to compete the competitor. So that's why we need to adjust the organization to be the new organization, right? What is the characteristic that the new organization should have? We need a specialist. And the specialist should use the information base to run the operation in the organization, right? Each operation part should run by the specialist that we need. 3, after run or using an information should create the knowledge. Okay, as be like a let's learn or a solution that the people or the knowledge worker or the team can use the knowledge to make decision, right? And be entrepreneur, right? That we need. Am I right? So that we talk about this key messages. And last Monday, we talking about how to adjust the organization to have the people like this, right? How to adjust, how to change the people in the organization to be like this, to be specialists, to be the knowledge worker, to use the information to create the knowledge base, for example. That I'm correct? Okay, so, and then okay, we would like to prepare, we would like to, oops. Okay, we need to change, okay? We need to change in the people perspective in the organization, right? Change to prepare, to implement the knowledge management process, implement to the organization, but we need to change. For sure, we the organization don't want too much about. Do you agree with this? The organization doesn't need too much about manual worker, right? What is the characteristic or what are the characteristic of the manual workers that the organization don't need? What they perform? What the performance of the manual workers? Manual. Do you understand the word manual, right? They use just a hand, right? A physical part, right? Use like a labor, use a hands instead of brain or head, right? That we don't want. But we discussed last time, okay, we accept to have some manual workers. They can do some labor thing, labor stuff. But we would like to improve or increase the amount of the manual, increase the amount of knowledge workers. Okay. So last Monday, we discussed how to change the manual workers to be the knowledge worker that we want, right? We need a knowledge. Okay. First, I ask you to remember, right? Okay, first, we don't need a job description, right? But we need put the man to the right job, right? We need to change the way how to manage the performance of the people. Put the man to the right job, right? Number two, we don't need about degree, right? We're not looking for the degree. No, but we looking for what else? C, competence. Competency based, right? And we discussed that, oh, the competency base is a combination of a knowledge, soft skill, and attitude, right? That we discussed last time. We discussed about the example of the soft skill what? What is the example of the soft skill? Problem solving, okay. Teamwork or empathy, right? That AI cannot replace us. That's kind of example of the competency, not just only the hard skill, not just only the knowledge, right? That we plus about the soft skill, how to communicate with the team, how to be like a likability person, right? How to be a friendly person. Okay. How about number 3? We don't need a people that defensive routine. What is about? Defensive routine. What is about? This kind of person we don't need. They just stay in the comfort zone, do the same thing, do everything as a routine. They don't want to change their behavior against the new thing. This is a defensive routine. They're not open mind to accept another suggestion, for example, right? This a kind of characteristic of the defensive routine person. This is about the behavior of the manual worker. Okay. So we would like to change them to be, this is about the mindset, right? We need innovative mindset, right? Or the innovation thinking, innovative thinking. Try, accept the new thing, the new method, okay? Have a little lazy to do the new thing. This is an innovative mindset. So this kind of an example of the behavior of the knowledge workers. Okay. Number four that we don't need. This kind of the behavior that they work. The manual worker work like business line, right? It's like it's like a just business line. Just do step by step. Okay. Maybe so many hierarchies or step, okay, of the old fashioned or the style of the manual workers work. Okay. But we need to change the environment, change the how they work to be team. Right? Just try to brainstorm, work together, identify the problem, find the solution together, learn how to, and learn why. Number 5, we don't need about training, but we need the behavior of the person is learning, right? We need on the red color side that I'm correct. Are you sure? Are you sure that I'm correct? Hmm? So this is about the journey that we have passed to the last Monday, right? Further, your assignment is about right? The assignment that you need to analyze the item in the organization model. The assignment. Do you remember? Okay. So anyone would like to add up about this? Does cover all the thing that we have learned from the first day until last Monday? Am I missing some point? Okay. So for sure, I think in the examination, the midterm examination, the question may be point to how to adjust the people perspective for sure. Okay, but maybe give you some example of the context of the organization and ask you based on that context to explanation, to explain, relate to that context. Okay, for example, if that organization about software house, okay, the company of the software house, software development company, okay, how to change or how to build the workforce to be the specialized. How? You can put the programmer to the HR position, right? Or you have to put the finance or some kind of people that have graduate from the financial part to be like a data analytics. Just kind of this thing that invite the examination maybe invite you to think and analyze. Okay. So, and today we're gonna continue about COP. What is that? What is this? Mean? COP. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Community of practice. Okay. Community. C of O. P is practice. Good. So okay, this we summarize on this on the last time that we talking about how to adjust, right? So right now we're gonna move to the part of COP. The COP is C come from community. This is off. This is about practice. Practice. Okay, community of practice is equal to the team. Is a team player. It's a team learning. It's about the people get together as a team learning. Okay. They might work using agile, magnificent, and plus with the Scrum model to track, to follow. This kind of, this is definition of the community of practice. Okay. We still in the part of the people perspective. Okay. But we're talking about a group of the people. But the group of the people, they have a mechanism when they get together, okay, as a group of the people, they need to share the experience, share their concern, share their passions. This is about the definition. Okay. But before they get together, the first step that they get together, because they have a common goal. It's the same with the organization. They get together with they have the same goal, or they have the same interest. Okay? Or they might have the same problem. This is the reasons why they get together. And then after they get together, the mechanism that they run the group is about sharing the concern, sharing about the experience, right? Sharing about concern, about passion, about their experiences. When they get together, they can share like a tacit when they're talking, they discussion, okay? Tacit knowledge. And also they can share a book or a manual. It's up to them. They can share, okay? They just want to improve the team, increase the productivity of the team, okay? When they do something, they can learn together, learn how to do, and make it better in the future. Okay? This is the definition of the COP. Okay. Any question about the first definition? Yes or no? No? Okay. The second definition is the same. They get together as a group. As an M, can be like a two people? Yes. Can just two. Two just we call group, right? Or not? Yes. but a group of the people that they have this common objectives, common goal. The next definition is still share, but not just share about concern, not just share about the passion. It's sharing about resource. Can be a tangible asset. And also can be intangible asset. Okay. They can share like in some infrastructure or a book or any resource, maybe another team that they can connect or some financial support as a resource. Okay. They work like a dynamic. Okay. And for sure, they get together, the sharing experience, knowledge, right? An ultimate goal of the team or the COP to enhance, to increase, to leverage the team, enhance learning, create, or reference. Reference the team, enhance learning, reference the performance, right? Increase the productivity, increase the advanced competitiveness, right? And also they share a value for the group. The value can be in kind or in cash. Right? The value can be like or impact. Do you agree with this? So based on these two definitions, can you figure out what kind of COP, what the COP look like? Why they join together? Why? Huh? Why? Share. They get together because they have something that interests. And they find another person that have the same interest. Oh, just join us to do something together. Okay. Okay, just invite the people that have the same passion. And then when they join together as a group, okay, this is my experience. Just tell your friends, tell the team. This is my resource we can share. Okay. Oh, this is, we can use this to enhance, to increase the productivity of our team, to reach the goal, to meet some objectives that we are set. Right? And after they work together as a COP, they can create a value or impact, return back to the COP. Right? Have you ever heard about return of investment? ROI. Have you ever heard about this? Return of investment. The team, the COP, maybe invest some resource, some experience, some attempt when they do something, right? And then after they finish or they have been done with that method or the thing, they got return. Have you ever heard about social return of investment? SROI. Your team invest something, but then after that, when you got some output, but outcome return to the social also. Not directly to your group only, but return to the social. Any question for this? So we know about the definition, okay? But you can try to understand by yourself and find some example that you can clear about more about the definition of the COP. So this is a common characteristic, okay? I said that this is common, okay? Just like a basic thing that identify this is a COP. Oops. 3, part of the common characteristic of the COP. Okay. First, the first characteristic is a common goal. The main objective of the common goal, when they get together, they need to improve the performance of the team members to be a professional person. Try to represent the team to be a professional persons. And then when they get together, okay, they have some agreement and commitment that everyone need to participate in the group, not just stay alone or try to separate from the group. Okay. But when they participate, they just use the trust. Trust, based on my understanding, is deep more than belief. The meaning is deep sensitivity more than belief. When you trust someone else, it might be you give some deep, how to say, you try to let them, how to say, you put some feeling on that trust. You may hurt so much when you trust more than you may hurt more than you believe, right? And we need the commitment that we need to share and we need to have the same interest. This is a commitment within the COP. Accredit a team, not plagiarism, okay? Accredit credibility to the team and work as a professionalism. And show the ethical behavior, moral behavior. And when they work together, they can set or create a virtual workspace, okay, together with a physical space, physical workspace, a place that it can share story with a platform, with a web application or a website. Okay. They don't need to just find the physical part to meet each other, right? They can use some online or virtual workspace to share the resource, to share the idea, to discuss. Okay. So let's see the detail of this from each part. The first, a common goal, for example, like a joint enterprise. This is common goal. It's kind of a glue that can bond them together, can bond the member together. Okay. Okay. Oh, you have the same goal? Just join us. Okay. You have the same target? Join us. Join our COP. Okay. Just find the reasons. Oh, we have the same reasons. We have the same goal. Let join us. And the reasons for interacting is about relate back to the personal goal. If they have the personal goal, it's the same with community goal. Just join us, right? Or something that personal goal align with the community's goal. Okay. Number two, commitment. Is a mutual engagement. It's about how the member become a part of community. It's about regulations or the rules that each member agree and follow that rules. Okay, when we get together, number one, everyone have to participate, okay, with the trust. Number two, we have to have the same interest. And you need to share, right? Whatever that the member of the COP can set a rules together, that a commitment among the members. Okay. Okay. You have to create, okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Lots of commitment, and everyone have to show ethic and moral behavior, right? Number 6, maybe internet. Everyone should be increase the work as a professional resume. Okay, this is like a commitment that they can draw together in order to achieve a goal of the COP. You can set like, oh, this is regulation of our team. And please follow this regulation. Please follow these rules. Have you ever set this rule with your team when you do the assignment as a group? Okay. Oh, you have to do this. Okay. Just bring me before the deadline. This is our commitment. And we have to meet every week, for example. Okay. Meet each other every week. This kind of the second common characteristic. Okay. How about the last one? Number 3, virtual workspace. Okay. This is a workspace or a place that the members in the COP can share a story, can share a resource, can share a document, repertory is about the document or a best practice, okay, that they have been done before. They can share a resource. They can share like some pictures, for example. Okay, can you give me the example of virtual workspace that we have in CMU? What, when you work together, which virtual workspace that you use? when you do online with a team? Mango or MS Team or Facebook? No. Huh? Do you have that? Have you, right now you use the MS Team? No. It's Line. Use Line. Okay. What else? Discord. Anyone use this? You use Discord? Most of students right now use Discord. Slack? No. No. So Discord, right? Okay. This kind of example that you can use as a virtual workspace. Okay. Lots of tools that you can design and use that as a virtual workspace. But before last 2 years, we used the MS Team, but just seem you cut off that out. So the workspace that you can communicate, okay, with among your team, among your members, you can store, keep, okay, the product or some kind of profiles of the members, okay? You can share repertories. It's about, can be like intranet. What is the difference between intranet and internet? Intranet, like a closed group that you can share within just your group. Okay. The people outside of the group cannot access that or cannot use that accessible point. When we use a Jumbo Plus or Jumbo Net, is about the intra-internet within the CMU campus. Okay. You can use this on this part or Suan Dok part or maybe Mahia campus, Mahia, or maybe you can use this in Lamphun. We have a campus over there. Okay. But the internet is about maybe like a company that provide the how to say, the service for the internet, okay, through AIS is about internet. This kind of example, okay, and that when you work, use the virtual workspace, you can exchange and share real times. And you can do like a synchronous discussion online, and then you can switch to the offline. It's up to you. And you can store a tangible archive on that workspace. And when you discuss, okay, and you share something on that workspace, you create a social capital or intellectual capital within the community. Any question about 3 common characteristics? Yes or no? And we have the online community. We have an online community. It's 100% online. Okay. Have you ever have this online community? Yes. There are many forms that an online community. Okay. For example, that members generate a content. Have you ever joined the group of the, I don't know, X can create a group or thread? You use thread? You have like, have you subscribed the Instagram? And you might ask be one of that, but I don't know that you can create the group or not. What else? The online member, online community that you share and generate content. Facebook group. But you still use the Facebook? Really? I heard that Gen Z not use this anymore, right? You Gen Z or Gen X or Gen Y? Not Gen Alpha, right? Gen Z. Have you still use the Facebook? Really? Oh, but in China, you not use this Facebook, right? You not use. Yeah, we cannot connect with the in when we were in China. If we use the internet of China service, we cannot access to the Facebook. We need to use a VPN. But you use what did you use? The social. You use Douyin. You use WeChat as a line, right? But you use WeChat Pay. And in Burmese, you use Facebook, Instagram. How about Thailand? Not Facebook. My niece is not use of Facebook. Okay. Another thing, the member can interact via online discussion. Okay, can share the idea with the online. Can join the events via the online. Have you ever joined the online course? Webinar, right? Might be you join some events that have some podcasts. I don't know, seminar online, right? Virtual meeting, lots of things. The events right now that show like a hybrid events. And some outreach, newspaper, online, volunteer leader, mentoring program, a polls or surveys. Have you ever joined like a virtual runs? Virtual run. You can run whatever where you are, and then you pause how many steps that you got along the time frame that they gave to you, and then when you reach that goal, you can get some reward. Virtual runs. So this is the online community. So it means that, okay, to summarize this, we can have physical community and we have the 100% online community, right? But both of offline and online, they have especially the characteristic of offline and online. They have a common characteristic, right? Even though you join the online community, they have the commitment. You cannot post like harassment to that group. You cannot use some like something that like harass vocabulary, something, or you cannot do some against the rule with the online community, right? Okay. So type of the COP. Ajahn M, do we need to remember a common characteristic of the COP? Yes. But you can explain like based on your understanding, okay? And type of the COP, okay? They join together with that professional skill, okay? They have this common focal points, for example, a COP of engineers, okay? They have a professional skill of the engineering skill. A lawyer, COP of lawyer, COP of a medical doctors. But they join together with a professional skill. This is type 1 that we can classify a group of the COP by a professional. Okay. And the next type of the COP, we can join and call that COP when they have a common behavior or common skill, like their work relate a function or a process. Okay, for example, they work in the part of production house. Okay, oh, this is a group of the production house staff or officer. Okay, they work about the contribution part. Okay, they work in the marketing department. This, even though they have different organization, but they work the same part, the same process, the same function. We can join them as a group of marketing COP. Right? We just call this name of, oh, this is a COP when they join together because they work relate function, they work relate processes. Okay, this is type 2. And we can call the types of the COP that recurring chronic problem situated in the process of function. They join together with, they have the same problem that's difficult to solve, like a chronic problem, situation that have a chronic problem. it's kind of the patient that they join together when they have, for example, they sick with a cancer and they join as a group how to heal, how to make a good health, okay, by the technique of each one. That's kind of example. You can see a lot of people on the TikTok or maybe in any social media. They try to share. Oh, I try to fix my problem with my health with this method. And then they can join as a group because they have the same problem. Okay, for example. Number 4, a type of the COP, they have the same topic that they interest. That they're interesting. Oh, I don't know. You might have seen a lot of group of a technology. What else? Like AI right now, okay, or maybe a car, right? Electronic car, or maybe a group of the people that love to love to the brand of the smartphone, for example, a group of Apple team, right? Or they join with a topic that they would love to do the knowledge retention or the innovation. Okay. The last one, they join with the same industry, a car, electronic car, banking, a group of the people that work in the banking or healthcare, like Suan Dog with Llama, with I don't know, other hospital around the world can be joined as a group to share a knowledge. Okay. This is an example of the type of the COP. So I think I'm gonna finish about the content at this part, and then we can continue on the next Monday. Don't forget, on the week of 28th until 31st, we won't have a class, okay? And I remember that on the midterm examination, we learned just chapter 1, 2, 3. That's it. I just checked with Ajahn Boy first, but I remember that when we finished chapter 3, and then we prepare for the midterm examination. And after midterm examination, we're gonna do the chapter 4 and chapter 5. So it means that we may have a free week, more than 2 weeks that we can prepare for the examination. So today, any question? Who's gonna be the volunteer? One question. Give me one question. Do you speak fast or too slow? This part is too slow, right? No, not too slow. Okay, so if you don't have any question, have a nice weekend. Okay, and so just try to work on your assignment. Don't wait until the deadline, okay? Okay, see you next week.